Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Unreal Return to Pali. On this episode we are playing the final level, so this is going to be the final episode of the Let's Play. We teleported in and now we have to escape from Pali. First of all, we got the Nolly here showing us a few secrets, but I'm going to have to kill him pretty soon. And I'll explain why. But first, let's get these ASMD cores. And let's look at the armor. But if the Nolly stands there while you open the door, then he's going to immediately alert the Krall that are out there to our presence. So, I'd rather just get rid of him. And plus, he's going to be in the way. Sorry. We saved plenty of your brothers and sisters. Bye-bye. Anyways, this is why I saved as many sniper rifle rounds as possible. Because we can easily snipe some of these Krall. And there's still one left. And also, there are a lot of these types of doors that close in on both sides. I don't know if you call them Star Trek doors or what, but just remember them. They're going to be very useful in this level. Namely because a lot of the Krall and some of the other enemies do not go through those doors. They're kind of stopped by those doors, and they close off so fast that it's kind of a shield for you. And you're going to be seeing some weird stuff out of the Kralls in this episode, too. The ASMD and the sniper rifle seem to be some of the best weapons for this guy, for these Krall. But I'm going to save the combat assault rifle, the machine gun or the chain gun, and the razor jack for the end, though. There's going to be a particular enemy that we have seen before, just not in this game. In Unreal, we've seen it. Unfortunately, they don't give us a new enemy to face at the end, but they do make it challenging. And I don't know what happened to that Krall there, why he tripped over himself, but I got it on film now. Or recorded, anyway. Now, if you want to go back into the water, you can go into that little door here. But I'm not going to deal with that just yet. Over here we have two brutes to deal with. You can kind of hear them. And they will actually go through the doors. But again, they're slow and pretty easy to deal with. The easiest thing to do is just to pull out the 8-ball and deal with them one by one. And he's dead. There's still another brute that we have to deal with. And he caught me off guard when I was recording this. I've actually recorded this a day before I'm doing the commentary. But I think it's okay. There's going to be a few cuts in this game as well. In this recording, sorry. There's actually an Easter egg that I couldn't find. There's actually some parts of the level that I was going to show off separately too. Before the ending of the game, by the way. Headshot. That's why the sniper rifle is just so wonderful in this episode. And the ASMD. And also, you notice that Krall on the right climbing up the wall? I don't know why he does that, but he does. I don't know what purpose it could serve him, but there you go. Now with the amplifier this would be a lot easier, but I don't have much of the amplifier left. So it's not really going to be very much use. You'll notice something over here. We'll get there momentarily. We have to go over here and flip a switch so we can go down that area. But before we do, and this, by the way, is where you have to eventually go. That's where the final boss of this expansion pack is. And they don't, well, we have to deal with a lot before we deal with him. It's a bit anticlimactic, I think. They could have had a better boss enemy, but it's still pretty difficult. But I definitely recommend saving as much health and armor as you can for the final enemy, just so you can just face tank them. Maybe you can guess what he is. If you can guess what he is by now, that would be interesting. There's only really so many enemies that you can guess that would be tough. Well, that kind of level of difficulty for the ending of a game, really. No, it's not the Skaarj Queen. Or the Skaarj Queen, because, well, she's dead. Is there a Krall Queen? No. Mercenary Queen? No. I'm pretty sure we're done with the mercenaries for now. I don't mind the mercenaries, it's the elite mercenaries, or the mercenary elites that are difficult. You can swim down in here and get some extra stuff, but I'm going to skip that. You can look at that on your own if you need it. I don't personally need the extra ammo that's in there. Notice these Krall over here. And we dealt with 3 of them in a few seconds. We still have 1 remaining, though. See, they don't know how to open a door. So they'll just sit there. And we're done. Let's move right along. Here we have a Skaarj trooper with a flat cannon, and I got really lucky there that he didn't hit me. That can actually hurt a lot, especially if you get hit by more than 1 or 2 shards, which is definitely possible at close range. Be very careful when you go through that door. There's going to be some serious enemies down behind it. You'll see. Surprise! I don't know if you saw them or not. I don't know if you saw them or not. Let me say that again. Doors really confound our enemies. See? They're all clustering behind that door, so I like to just open it up, fire, and get out of the way. That hit him. That actually hit him. And there you have it. I think there's still 1 enemy down there we have to deal with. That might be a Skaarj warlord. I don't know. No, he's just a regular... No. I think he's a warlord. But he's dead now, whatever he was. There's actually a few boxes up here, you'll see, that have some additional ammo as well. And that will be plenty for us. We'll get to that eventually. We're not done with Krall, though. And we're not done with Skaarj either. Or Skaarj, whatever you want to call them. There are about 5 Krall in this little spiral area. So at a particular point, you probably just want to get out of the way and let them come down to you. See? They're very slow, and if you put enough distance between you and the Krall, you know, that's going to be the best way to do it. Believe it or not, this episode's not going to be that long, the gameplay itself. The credits are a little long. So I'm not going to talk through the credits, and I'm probably going to go ahead and, you know, do a handshake and sign off before the credits. Just because I don't want to sit through them or have to do commentary after that, because there's not really much to talk about after the game is over. Plop. I like how it just kind of plopped down on the ground when I got him. Now, as far as future games like this, future first-person shooters, I'm finding that I'm liking puzzle games a lot, and minimalist games, and independent games a lot. There's a few newer games that I want to do, so I'm not really sure what games I'm going to do in the future, so I'm just going to play it by ear. As far as first-person shooters like this, I'm not really sure. We'll see. It depends on what kind of time I have. Now, Unreal 2, The Awakening, I played that game a long time ago and I didn't like it very much. So I don't know if I'm going to play that game or not. It's really not very good, Unreal 2. At least from what I remember. And it's kind of a shame, too, because at least the Half-Life series, you know, the Half-Life series was just knocking it out of the park almost every single time. And then here, well, not almost every single time, but they were pretty consistent. But here, after Unreal, I mean, they just focused their energies on Unreal Tournament, and the regular game of Unreal was just not as good anymore. Unreal 2, that is. So I guess that was the end of that. Now here I'm kind of expecting an enemy to show up, but he doesn't show up just yet. He will soon. There's just a couple of enemies left in this game. But I am going to drop down to get those packages. And say goodbye to the Stinger, because I'm probably not going to use it very much anymore. Now we've got full ammo on the Combat Assault Rifle, so that's good. We're not going to get the super health. It only will increase us by 5 points, so maybe we'll get it if we need it later. We'll save it for an emergency. That's what I would recommend you do. If you're over 150 health, don't get it. Now we have to walk on the other end of here. Walk towards the other end, rather. And in this door, not that door, in this door, there will be a switch that we have to open. And over here, there's a Skaarj Warlord. We didn't get him yet, but we will get him. He's got a lot of armor and health, so it takes a while to get rid of him. There we go. Now, at this point, not yet. Once you hit that switch, you actually have to do a little bit of traveling before that bottom part opens up and your new enemy shows up. So what we need to do is just move around a little bit. And he hasn't showed up yet, but the music's going to start changing pretty soon. I think you have to go back around here to a certain threshold. He still didn't show up. Wait a second. I think I heard him. Yeah, there he is. That's what we have to face, the Demon Lord. It's pretty easy, really. Just kind of get some distance between you and the Demon Lord, and you should be okay. As long as you've got enough armor and health, you know, you should be fine. I'm missing quite a bit with the Combat Assault Rifle, but I don't care. Now, there's a kind of a spin-up rate with the chain gun or the minigun. But that's okay. We're going to get him eventually. He's got a lot of HP and he moves around a lot. You can also use these columns to kind of avoid his attacks. And of course the columns are going to take up a lot of bullets too. Of course. But we'll get him. He'll be dead soon enough. He has a lot of hit points. I realize that was a dumb weapon to use. But what you can do is, if he's in a corner here, you can use the Razor Jack to get a few headshots in. He seems less likely to avoid it because they bounce around so much. And they do a lot of damage. And we got him. Now there are a few secrets in this game. Well, in this last episode, rather. But we'll get to them momentarily. What that does is it opens up another portcullis that we can get to, and that can allow us to escape. But we can shortcut too. I don't need the super health now, but I picked it up anyway. Now, down here is a secret, so we're going to get to that in a second. Down there they have these 3 nollies that have hidden translator messages. They try to have a little bit of humor. Anyways, let's go back up here. Also down here, in the moat, there's kind of a little secret area. And you can get a few extra things and an extra translator message. So it's a little bit of backstory if you want it. There's definitely some extra ammo if you need it, but there's also a secret in the water somewhere that's supposed to be like this cow with a hidden translator message, but I couldn't find him. So I think it's time to just end the level. So I'll let you enjoy the credits and any final translator message, and thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
At last, I've reached the shuttle and prepped her for takeoff. The last battle with the warlord was grueling, and the crawl before that were no picnic. I barely made it to the ship, and after all that I still have to deal with the Bodega Bay in orbit. A shuttle against a UMS Freeman-class cruiser. What a joke. The odds aren't good. But my shuttle has a trans-light drive. If I'm very, very lucky, I can find some way to outsmart or outfly the Bodega Bay. They sure as hell won't be expecting me. What's the alternative? Stay on the planet? I'll take my chances in space.